Knicks Nation, today is Wednesday, the 15th day of May, 2024. I hope you're safe and healthy this Wednesday. I hope your family's safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here trying their best to comfort and save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for us for our convenience. Double blessings upon the men and women that are out here trying to help, rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create the demand for these heinous industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless in the United States of America, and there are millions of people, families, veterans around the world in worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks destroyed the Indiana Pacers 121-91. So they followed a 30-point loss with a 30-point win. Because Sunday there was no energy. Well, last night, as we predicted, the energy was back, and so were the Knicks. And we can see the insertion that we mentioned yesterday, the possibility of the Tom Thibodeau switching out Precious and putting in Deuce because of the defense, the speed in the defense, which was very evident yesterday. I have to also give special shout out to Alec Burks, who I've been calling a bum the whole time. But I know Charlie King, one of my subscribers, has been Burks high from the beginning. And Burks came through, so I know he's rejoicing about that with the win. So Charlie, congratulations. Burks came up big last night. And again, I never thought that Burks was not going to be completely effective. I just didn't want him taking minutes from Deuce. That was the main thing that I kept stressing. Most people don't catch that because they get butt hurt when I mention Burks bum. But I just didn't want him taking minutes from Deuce. What I did like, since he has been playing, is he's been deferring to Deuce, rightfully so. And last night he came up big with 18 points off the bench for the Knicks. This is the thing about people that come off the bench for any team in the playoff. See, every team, you got to have a game plan, right? So if you're playing Indiana, you got a game plan for Halliburton. You got a game plan for Siakam. Okay, you got a game plan for Miles Turner. All right, so you game plan for those guys, and then there's other guys like an Obi Toppin that come off your bench. Hard to game plan for the bench guys. Okay, hard to game plan for them. So when you get your Obi Toppin coming off the bench, it's pretty difficult. You know what you got to do. You do have a game plan for him, but it's more difficult. Then if you get an ancillary guy like a Shepherd, it's hard because you're leaving that guy pretty open because you got a game plan for the other guy. Well, with the Knicks, it's the same thing. You got a game plan for Jaylen Brunson. You must game plan for Dante DiVincenzo, and you have to game plan for the board attacks of Josh Hart. So that, and then of course, you know that Hartenstein's going to hit the boards like he did last night to the tune of 17 with 12 on the offensive end. So you got to kind of game plan for these guys. You cannot game plan for a Deuce McBride. It's impossible to game plan for an Alec Burks when he's hitting threes like he did yesterday. And then it's difficult to also game plan for Precious, although you know his game is going to come at you on the boards again and defensively. So that made the Knicks a better team last night, which they already said they're the better team. Even without OG, they're the better team. So I was expecting it to go 6. I thought 5 if OG was healthy. I'm still sticking with 6. The difficult thing about 6, though, is that neither of these teams have lost at home in this series. Indiana has not lost in Indiana in the entire playoffs. Not against Milwaukee, not against the Knicks. They have not lost at home. So it's very difficult to go into Indy and get a win. I don't want it to go to the 7th game because you now anything could happen in the 7th game. Anything could happen. I'd like the Knicks to go in Friday and finish these people. Now, OG will not play Friday. They've decided to have him resting for the Eastern Conference Finals. Smart move, because you want him there against Boston. Boston is a juggernaut right now. They're about to finish off Cleveland probably tonight. But I hope Cleveland wins, stretch them one more game. But it's going to be very difficult for Cleveland to win tonight in Boston. And so we'll see what happens. Donovan Mitchell was out the last game. Maybe he's back tonight. I'm just hoping that they can at least extend Boston to 6 games. So if they do that, that gives OG more time to heal, right, and get ready for the next round. Meantime, though, the starting of Deuce McBride changed everything. As I thought it would, Thibs had mentioned the speed to the ball defensively. Speed defensively. See, in the modern NBA, speed is just as important or more important than height. I know people don't understand that. If you've been watching Josh Hart at all, the speed at which he gets to the ball on offensive rebounds is what causes him to get the ball. The energy and speed. It's the energy level with the motor that you want. That's what makes Precious Achiuwa what he is. The motor on him getting to the ball and being able to run. When they didn't have energy Sunday, they had no motor, they had no speed to the ball. But even in that, even though everybody that played the rotation Sunday was beat, the energy wasn't there. But you can see the difference still with Deuce McBride, even in the blowout loss, with the speed to the ball. So Tiz made the smart move and put Deuce into the starting lineup. And now the speed to the ball was there. The energy was there. The Knicks came out from the beginning, smacked them right in the mouth. Even though Indiana started off with the lead, it wasn't going to be for good. The energy was there. And that's all the Knicks need. The Knicks are the better team. They just need to make sure they had their energy. And they did. So last night you could see, for example, points in the paint, 62-36. See, that's your Brunson effect. 62-36 points in the paint. Rebounds, 53-29. And the Knicks out-rebounded them 20-9 on the offensive glass. That's Knicks basketball. Under 100 points. That's Knicks basketball right there. They weren't even shooting the ball from three. Well, the Knicks shot 34%, and Pacers shot 44%. Pacers are a better shooting team, obviously. But that doesn't matter if you're getting the offensive rebounds, if you're playing defense, if you're getting points in the paint. This is Knicks basketball, okay? This is Knicks basketball. And Deuce McBride brought all of that noise. 17 points, 42% from the three-point line, attacking when he needs to, hitting his open threes. And, of course, he was the primary defender on Halliburton all night long. And if you look at Halliburton's stat sheet, he was sitting over there on his pad for his tailbone. He had 13 points. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. Yes, he was on lockdown. And then, of course, it wasn't just Deuce, but Dante DiVincenzo also has been playing stellar defense the whole playoffs, Dante DiVincenzo. But last night, Dante, the thing I love about Dante is he wasn't scoring a lot. Like, look at last night, he was 4 of 14, didn't shoot the ball, 0 of 6 from 3, didn't shoot the ball particularly well. But did you see the game? Toughness, aggressiveness. He had 7 boards. Defense. Last night, little TJ McConnell, who's a thorn in the behind, could not get into the lane at will as he had been doing all series. And that was a team defensive effort to make sure he did not get into the lane. So between Dante and Deuce and then the team effort, they were not getting into the lane. McConnell had 7 points. He was 3 of 8. And pretty much all his shots were in the lane or trying to get in the lane. Couldn't get there. The curtain was up. The orange and blue curtain was up. He could not get into the lane. And that was a key for the Knicks last night. Miles Turner shot 3 threes in the opening minutes of the second half in the same exact spot, driving me crazy. The same exact spot 3 times in a row. And that was pretty much the highlight of his night. Okay, that was the highlight of his night. Here he is, 7 feet tall. Y'all wanted to trade him for Mitchell Robinson. 5 rebounds in the game you had to have. Okay, they're not big rebounding team. See, last night the biggest rebounder for them was Pascal Siakam with 8. Okay, meanwhile here's Josh Hart. Here's Isaiah Hartenstein, 17 boards. Here's Josh Hart, 11 boards. That's what we're talking about. Okay, that's Thibs basketball. That's how you win in New York. All right, and so all of you trying to scout for new players in the draft, look for guys like this. Guys that bring that lunch pail, guys that hit the board, guys that have high motor. Like I said, forget that walking bucket bull crap. Don't work. The Nets are watching. Cam Johnson, they watching. Cam Thomas, they watching. They on vacation. Defense. rebounding, toughness, motor. That's what you look for. Okay? Yes, if you can get some shooters with that, yes, great. That's why you got DiVincenzo. Defense, rebound, toughness, motor, and he could shoot. Deuce McBride, defense, rebound, toughness, motor, and he could shoot. That's what you want. Okay? That's what you want. That's why Donovan Mitchell would not fit. Yes, toughness. Yes, offense. Yes, defense. No. And so you got one of those already with Jaylen Brunson. By the way, Jaylen Brunson came with bad intentions. 44 points. 44 points. 18 of 35. He was in the paint all night. He shot only 6 threes total. He was 2 of 6. But he was in the paint all night. Anytime he wanted, he got in the paint. And he didn't care who was on him. It didn't matter if it was Neesmith. It didn't matter if it was McConnell. It didn't matter if it was Shepard. It didn't matter if it was Nembhard. It didn't matter. All night he was in the paint. Okay? So they're going to return. When you get to Indiana, you're going to see they're going to be more aggressive against him. They're going to be more aggressive, pushing him, grabbing him like they did last time in Indiana. And so, but this time, Devo and Hart are the key here. See, when they start doing those things to JB, if Devo and Hart have their regular high motor toughness, it nullifies what they're doing to JB. See, because then Devo, it's like you're putting one finger on the leak in the wall and another leak springs out. Okay, and don't start Deuce, because then they really got problems. Okay, so again, and the rest was trying their best. I mean, their absolute best to keep Indiana in the game. They were trying their absolute best to keep the Pacers in the game. At the end of the game, I'm looking, the Pacers got 22 free throws and Knicks had 19. It evened out at the end, but in the first half, it was 12-6. Pacers had 12 free throws and Knicks had 6 because the refs were getting ridiculous with some of them calls. But the Knicks were just too good, period. They were just too good for Indiana. That's Knicks basketball at its best. Okay? Too good. And they are, even with, think about it, no Drew, no Mitch Rob, no OG. And they're clearly better than the Indiana Pacers. Clearly better. Okay? So here we go, Game 6. I'm looking for the Knicks to break the Pacers streak on Friday at home and end this on Friday with a win in Indiana. And let's move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Here we are, Knicks Nation. In September, I want y'all to remember how many of these knuckleheads was talking about playing, eighth seed. Remember that? And when I said 50 wins, people were tripping. When I said 6th seed or 4th seed, people were tripping. Look now. Where are we? Okay? When all y'all talking about, I want y'all who's talking about firing Thibs, and there's still a couple of knuckleheads who I will not name, but I will bash you off my channel. Coming to talk about Thibs don't know how to run rotations, as if y'all know what you're talking about. 50 wins, second round, 1 game from the Eastern Conference Finals, missing 3 key players. Thibs is the man. The Don is the man. Dolan is the man. There you go. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. We'll be ready for Friday. Shalom.